Lots of clouds moving into the north coast through the day today. Rain soon to follow. We'll see some light showers tonight into the early morning hours, and the rain will pick up through the day, turning to showers by tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Again, we were mostly cloudy today. A few breaks, but pretty widely spaced. Radar beginning to pick up some returns. This is the leading warm frontal boundary of this new air mass moving into the area, which will cool off here through the day tomorrow and bring again some light to moderate precipitation into the area. It's not as wet as what we saw last week, and it will be moving from north to south across the region. Temperature-wise today, mid-50s along the shoreline. Yasky, I'm wondering if the thermometer's stuck up there. Still in the mid to upper 60s. Willow Creek 55, Garberville 57, 54 on Humboldt Bay for a high today. We'll cool off a couple degrees tomorrow. Here's that next frontal boundary approaching the region. Again, the bulk of the energy will remain to our north. Showers tapering off as you move southward. Ukiah, Santa Rosa, probably the southern edge of this rainfall. Some of it might make it into the Bay Area, but it'll be very light precipitation, if any at all, down there. So again, we'll look for minimal rainfall amounts across the area. There's another wave on the backside of this approaching frontal boundary that'll keep the energy going into early Saturday morning. Also, looking at totals around the state here from last week's storm, the 10 days of steady rain. Overall, we picked up about half of the amount of precipitation that was originally forecast. You may recall on the internet and elsewhere, you saw these doom and gloom forecasts coming out about 2 weeks ago, looking for 10 to 20 inches of rainfall across the coast. Well, they didn't quite materialize. I think LA picked up, as did most of the state, about half of the amounts that were originally forecast. It was still wet, though, as the high country definitely picked up a lot of snow, up to 10 feet of snow in the Tahoe Basin up in the high country. So that's a good addition to the water reserves. As we take a closer look at the radar returns approaching the coast, we see it moving up from Cape Mendocino. That'll cross the region here this evening and continue to rain on us through the day tomorrow, tapering off by early Saturday, which is pretty much what the models are indicating at this point, as we see the moisture moving in south of the Cape here for tomorrow. I suspect more of that will slide north, but nonetheless, it'll be wet down into Mendocino and Sonoma County as well, with the rain tapering off for the most part, or most of the moisture falling out before it makes it to the mountains. We'll look for mid to upper 40s along the shoreline tonight, mid to low 40s out across the interior, with daytime highs tomorrow, cooling slightly, still in that mid to low 50s range, both at the coast and out across the interior. A little cooler out there. Snow levels should stay pretty high with this next frontal boundary, so not looking for much below about 4,000. Small craft advisories up in the offshore waters. Winds out of the south, 5 to 15 knots. The swell running westerly, 11 to 13 feet. And as we get a look at the 7-day forecast here, we see tomorrow more clouds and rain turning to showers by Saturday, and then we'll get a bit of a break through Saturday afternoon into Sunday before the next round of precipitation heads our way Monday night into Tuesday, continuing into midweek, another brief break, and then by the end of the week into next, or the following weekend, we'll be looking at more rain back into the region. So the wet pattern is going to continue. Just doesn't look quite as juicy as the last one. And as we take a look at our 3-degree contestant here for tonight, Paul Mendez of Fortuna wins a desk clock from Redwood Coast Cellular, which means there's $180 in the prize pool for Billy Boyette of Fortuna. Coming up tomorrow night.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
You bet.
And now Manny Machado joins us with sports. And Manny, the HSU men's basketball team heading south this weekend.
Another road trip. Hey, they've won 4 in a row, so hopefully they can continue their winning ways down in the south part of the state. We return tonight. The Sierra women's basketball team looks to earn its first league win. Randy Johnson is returning to the mound, and Olympic snowboarder Shaun White has a new nickname. Stay with us. Sports is next.
Weather 24 hours a day. Go to KIEM-TV.com and click on the weather webcast for your North Coast weather and forecast. Brought to you by Blue Lake Casino.